First of all, Minister, I want to wish you well. I didn't formally do it until Minister Harkin. I've lobbied for a number of years about veterinary colleges, and I welcome the announcement where basically Letterkenny and Montpellier was going to be one of them, and Carlow Kilkenny and Washford, I think, was going to be the other. Minister, my understanding was that this was going to kick off in September 25. I am hearing that it could be September 26. Could you clarify what's going to happen on that and why it's been delayed?
Thank you. Minister.
Yes, in terms of your question, I'm very interested in this area myself. I've been making inquiries on it since I assumed the post. And as you're probably aware, the HEA ran an expressions of interest process in October 2022 to assess the capacity for expansion in key disciplines, including veterinary medicine. Following the completion of their report and following consultation with the Department of Agriculture, at the time, my department directed the HEA to provide recommendations for the expansion of the veterinary medicine education, having regard to competition, balanced regional provision and diversity of approaches in delivery. The HEA recommended that the proposed programmes in ATU, Atlanta Technological University, and South East Technological University be advanced. It is expected that these programmes will have an annual intake of 80 additional veterinary students, which nearly doubles the current intake. My predecessor, and indeed Minister McConalogue, who was then Minister for Agriculture, at the time accepted that recommendation and jointly announced the planned expansion at the Ploughing Championships last year. Until that, UCD was the sole provider of veterinary education in the state. The delivery of a veterinary medicine programme is complex. It involves specialist academic staff, appropriate facilities, laboratory equipment, curriculum development. To receive and accreditation is key as well, because we can train vets, but they need to have their accreditation to go out into the field, and that programme validation is important as well. So the original estimated timeline for the ATU Bachelor Veterinary Medicine programme was estimated by the university to be September 2025. They recently released a statement that additional time would be necessary for them to validate the programme and complete infrastructural development before the programme could be open for application. Now, I've met Deputy, I've visited ATU, I've discussed this with their executive. I've also known your questions on ATU, but I've also visited SETU and had the same conversation with their executive, because I'm very keen that the veterinary programme occur quickly. We need it. There are significant numbers of students studying in Poland and outside the state, and the veterinary college in UC, I think, is 90 students. That's inadequate. We need these additional 80 places, but I'm told by the colleges that it won't be happening this year, and they're saying it will be September 2026.
Thank you, Minister.
So just to, I suppose, advise the Deputy of that.
Yeah, Minister, there's probably 200 youngsters out of the country this minute because UCD isn't fit to take the numbers that's looking for it. I do understand that there's a lot of setting up to it, but the problem is, and as you know, in your position, that 3 months or 4 months of a delay doesn't work in veterinary or in college, because it's either going to be September 25 or September 26. And what I would ask you to do, and I know you're only new in at your portfolio, I would ask you, for the sake, and the last Corla is from that area in his Carlow Kilkenny, I think, where they are looking to make sure that there's an area down there. But in the west of Ireland, it would be a great development to have a veterinary college in our area. It will help, Montpellier, because that was an agricultural college. It will also help the colleges like Letterkenny and places like that, where they'll be doing the study part of it. And I would ask you to put a focus on it to deliver that for those two areas, because it's crucial.
I completely agree with you, Deputy. I actually completely agree, and I think that, and I don't, I suppose my own constituency isn't in neither catchment, but it is an agricultural constituency, it's an equine constituency, home of the horses, County Kildare, and I know many people who were interested in these courses who were telling me about the ongoing demand, the need for placements, the need for vets, and large animal vets. And the small practice has its own area, of course, but we need people out on the farm, out in large animal practice. And I think these programmes with Kildalton in SETU and Matt Bellew in ATU, Minister Harkin is a very strong supporter of the programme as well, and we've met on it and discussed it, including on site in ATU when we both visited there recently. So I can just give you my commitment that this will be followed through. The colleges are now saying September 2026. I have no reason to doubt that. I actually think it's probably helpful that they've been candid rather than just spinning a wheel for this September, if they know at this stage they're not going to make that, and they're actually being realistic about their target date, but I will hold them to it.
Thank you, Minister. Deputy.
Thanks, Minister, for your reply. and I will be following it up with you as the months go by.